Fine. It's good to start. We have around 40 students joined so far, and many students are on the way to join. So we can start with today. So today's topic is technical proposal. I appreciate your gesture of joining today, as we had no technical glitches yesterday, and we could not continue the class. So my sincere apologies for that, and I tried to sort it out the problem. It was due to the microphone. It was not taking the right microphone in the system. That's why that was the issue. Okay. Now, before we talk about technical proposal, by the time people join, let's recall what we have done till now for unit number two. For unit number two, we talked about letter writing. In letter writing, we I have explained you people about business letters, no, what we call it formal letters. Now there are different types of letters too that can be there. For example, a letter of appointment, a letter of resignation. So there are types of letters because it is what we call it a broader area or genre where you can find different types of letters. But thing is that we need to be very clear about that which type of letter are we writing. So I'll make sure that I'll share the material for remaining letters because we never know that which kind of questions can be asked, right? We refer to the previous year's question papers and the material available with us, and the people who generally set the papers we consult, and in the group of professionals we inquire and confirm. But the paper setting can go to anybody. So learning is one thing and securing marks is another thing, and we don't want to leave any part untouched, right? So what shall I do is I'll also share certain material with you people, or I'll record the video and I'll share the link with you people if you're comfortable with. Number two, then we talked about business proposals that we will start today. Business reports. That was the thing that we continued for 2 days, uh, keeping in mind that it is asked for 7 marks every time, right? So we studied memo format, we studied letter format. In that also we talked about letter layout and all. Now thing is that if you look at the layout of letter, there are two types of addresses: date line, subject line, salutation, complimentary, close, signature. Except the body, right? You find the other things similar everywhere. Whatever kind of letter is there, you can go for it. However, if you are interested to know more about formats and all, you can visit our online course, Passport to Communication Skills, in Udemy, because you have got unlimited access, lifetime access to that course. So you can anytime revisit and you can go for it. And then yesterday I wanted to talk about technical proposal that we could not do it. So we'll do it today. Fine. So are we ready with this? Okay. For closing remarks, yesterday we mentioned that Niyati and Mohit, these are the two students. They will go with the closing remarks. Fine. I guess that yesterday I asked these two students if they were comfortable, so they would be comfortable today too. Fine, but it's my duty to ask. So, Niyati, if you are there and if you can unmute your mic and tell me that, confirm that you are going to share your closing remarks today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mohit, if you can unmute your mic and tell me. Keyur, if you can explain what does it mean? 9.9 point. What is that? Acha, it is sorry. Mohit is not present today. Okay, fine. So if Mohit does not turn up, till the end of the lecture, we'll find somebody else. Right? We have many friends of Mohit, so they can help us, right? Okay. If you look at the definition of a proposal, fine. See, proposal is everywhere. For example, if you want to, if you are interested to enjoy Punjabi vegetable and fried rice, curry in this afternoon for the lunch, and you go to the kitchen and ask your mom, how about if we have Punjabi dish today in the lunch? So you try to propose. See, proposal is everywhere. When you suggest somebody, when you request somebody, in it is implied there is a proposal. Fine. You take it in a positive way, right? So wherever you go, we find that kind of thing. Fine. For example, yesterday Parth suggested, right, that sir, can we conduct lecture tomorrow? Because can we have lecture tomorrow? Because today there's lots of noise, and even I got frustrated for some time that why it is happening. Fine. So he suggested that was a kind of proposal that can we have your lecture tomorrow. So proposal is everywhere you go. Fine. But if you look at this from point of view of business, how business proposals are different. They are rather little different from the routine proposals that we find around us. So we'll go through it. Why we are going much in the theory is there can be MCQs, right, in exam, in final exam, right? If the things persist for longer period of time, there may be there, right? Even I guess that your midsem would be on MCQ because we don't find the things would be settled by your first midsem. So thing is that that's why it's advisable that we go through the theory a little bit deeper, so you can clear your fundas, your ideas, your doubts, and you can have more clarity in the practical things. Okay. Now, if you look at the definition, an offer by one party to provide a product or service to another party in exchange for money. This is for business because in business there is exchange, right? So when there is no money, there is no business, right? There can be a barter system, but broadly speaking, there should be money involved in any transaction for business. Proposals are written offers to solve a technical problem or to undertake a project of practical or theoretical nature. Now, thing is that what kind of proposal? What is the function of proposal? Why we write proposal? Proposals can be written or offered for solving any problem. That means if we explain it or defrag it, the definition or the statement, we can find that proposals are made for doing something in terms of solution. This is one straight line, simple line that we can understand. It is a self presentation seeking to pursue the reader to accept the written plan for accomplishing a task. So in a way, broadly speaking, proposals are solutions offered for a particular problem or a situation. In one line, this can be there. So in MCQ, if it is asked, if it is asked, right, that are proposals a form of solutions, your answer should be yes, true. Fine. Okay. What is the purpose, right? The way I explained you, more or less, they are saying to solve a problem, alter a procedure. That means the one procedure is there and it is not working properly, or we are not happy or satisfied with that. In that situation, we offer or propose another procedure. This is the another process, alternative process. Find answers to the questions. So the report writing, what we had done, that was a kind of proposal that, next step, this is the report. Now I can give you solutions in this way. So there is a proposal. So in both ways it works. Offer advice and training, right? So when we talked about gym, when we talked about starting a gym or cafeteria or training in the office, right? That was a kind of offer. But that is the next step. First is we identify the problem. Second is we suggest or proposed. That the recommendation area is somewhere we can write proposal, but it is more in detail rather. Conduct research on a topic of interest or to both the parties. So having a pilot project, fine, on particular thing that can help us. So these are the different purposes, objectives, functions of proposal. Now, if you look at types of proposals, if you're planning to do your PhD, fine, that would fall under the category of research. Your 7 semester project, that will fall under the research. If you're planning to do your masters, whatever research you do, right, that dissertation, your thesis, that would fall under research. That will work. Now, for sales is related to business. Research is related to academic. Now, for business, there can be two types of proposals: solicited, unsolicited. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by solicited without consulting Google Baba? If you can tell me what do you mean by solicited proposal and unsolicited proposal? If you know the meaning of the word solicited, you can answer both the questions. I can see many of you have started searching on Google, and that's the practical idea. That's the new model, new normal of learning. Whatever you don't know, you ask Google. Earlier, students used to ask teachers. What is solicited? Asking Google is a problem because you don't get the exact answer. You get the lots of answers. You need to find out. So traditionally, you know the answer, you need to be intelligent. And if you want to consult Google and find out answer, you need to be intelligent plus wise. Am I right or not? Parth, what do you say? Daria said,
Totally
yeah,
right,
thank
sir.
you. Daria mentioned that it's a solicited can be formal letter, no better. It's a you mentioned that solicited is a type of letter, but what do you mean by solicited? Vrunda, if you can answer. No idea. Okay, you can have Vodafone too. Fine. Nandini, okay, beta. Anybody from the intelligent assembly? Fine. So I am part of the assembly. So considering myself intelligent, I tell you, solicited means invited, unsolicited, uninvited. If you remember then report writing, you write the first paragraph with reference to your letter number or so and so on date so and so. I was instructed to look into this matter and my findings and suggestions are as under. That means somebody instructed you, somebody assigned you, that's what you're doing. That is solicited. Unsolicited is as a as a man of sales or man of personnel or HR, you feel that there is a problem and you write a report that this is what I have observed. You have been not asked, but you show your proactiveness and you mention. That's why it is unsolicited. Fine. In academic, in research, it is always asked. When it is approved, only you can mention. That's why it is there only solicited. Without asking, you cannot go for it. So these are the types of proposals. For example, I have an idea that I can teach with more engagement in online teaching. So people will ask me, okay, you submit your proposal. What are the things? And we'll look into it. So when somebody tells me, I'll propose. Otherwise, I'll not go for it. So that's the reason. I think it is clear up to now. Okay. What are the characteristics of a good proposal? So what a proposal should look like. So we can walk through this a little bit quickly. It demonstrates to appropriate decision makers that their needs would be met with. Now, one thing is clear that whatever they want to decide, that needs should be met. So their needs should be satisfied. Number one, be more creative than other forms of professional writing. So you need to be a little bit creative in a way, right? Proposal is in nature creative. Permit informality and personal approach in style to some extent. Here you can be semi-formal, not informal all. Keep in view the customer's convenience, financial gain, and prestige. So these are the three aspects you need to find out that will they get financial gain up by considering this? Will they improve their image, right? And will it be convenient to them? Right? For example, if I say that I can make students engage in the online teaching, right, provided if you buy one software that monitors everybody, and that software is of 6 lakhs, and you need to buy individual licenses, right? So in that way, they will say that it is okay, it is good for us, but thing is that we will not go for it because it is financial. There are 600 professors, so that there can be 600 into 6 lakhs. Imagine the figure. It look neat and attractive. It applies to everything. Any letter, any report, any proposal, it should be neat and attractive. Attractive doesn't mean that girls, you do this Mandy design on the corner of the pages, right? That feathers of peacock and that goes down. It is not like that. Fine. You need to be very clear that no, if you wish to go with some elegant design, you can go with a border. That's all, not more than that. But for exam, for this GTU, nothing doing at all, right? Attractive means you can use two different types of blue color pens, right? You can make the heading little bit attractive by writing capital or little bit in bold color, something like that, not more than that. Next is contain certain or all elements of structure as per the requirement. See, the Guru Mantra for effective writing or effective communication is you don't give what you have, you give what is required. In one line, it satisfies everything. You do not give what you have, right? If you do that, people will not respect you. But if you give what is required, people will respect you because both the ends are meeting. Fine. Next is follow meticulously the requirement of the solicitor. Solicitor means the person who is asked to prepare. Meticulously ditto, right? To the point. Don't ignore or omit anything. Include each and every point which has been asked. Anticipate any possible reasons for rejection and provide suggestions for overcoming them. It's a part of proposal. The way we write reports. You can also talk about these are the findings and these are the possible solutions. Do not forget to give the cost estimate. This is something that adds new thing to the report. As I mentioned earlier in the previous slide, that we need to consider cost too, right? Because here cost plays a very important role. Use plain, direct, and unambiguous expression. Fine, I tell you, plain. I was talking to one insurance person. It's a very senior person, manager level person in one insurance company, and he was telling me that we sell only vanilla products. I was a little bit shocked, as I like ice cream very much. I was a bit shocked, and with my enthusiasm, I asked him, "What do you mean by vanilla products? Has your company started selling ice creams?" He said, no, no, vanilla is a jargon, is a technical term in insurance that we sell plain products. That means no riders added. No, for example, your family has purchased Mediclaim. There is no Corona Kavach, right? So you add Corona Kavach by paying some amount, right? So that goes with flavors. That goes with some riders or add-ons. So no add-ons, plain policy. Plain policy is equal to vanilla product. So you can use somewhere, if you wish. That goes with marketing in a way. Proposals are concerned for the most part with the future projects, right? So generally what happens that if you want to start something, right, that will have lots of things, for example, if it is for 5 7 years, what are the risks, what are the departments concerned, right? Who will be the person who will grant the amount and who will approve the products or things. So it goes with a typical 6 7 pages proposal in a way, and it requires lots of hard work, lots of mind work. So the proposal should be designed keeping in mind the future proposal purpose and usage. So generally, it is for that only. For example, Geo has started, during the lockdown period, everybody was busy watching web series and all. Right, Ekta Kapoor was, busy prepare designing and creating and making web series. So they were doing businesses. Here, Ambani family, they were busy negotiating with Google and Facebook, right? And they strengthen the geo like anything. If you come across this geo glasses, this is how that can blow your mind. Technology. So this is how you can use your 24 hours time. So that would never come overnight, right? They must have received proposal. They must have sent proposal, because asking for money in that is in some thousand crores, that people will not give as it is. Everybody is smart enough. Fine. So we need to find out what are the ways, what are the things that can be included so that people can get convinced to pay, right? Okay. So up to here, if there is any question, please let me know. If it is clear, please type yes so that I can go ahead. Parth, you are becoming greedy. Instead of writing yes, you are writing why. It's good. Okay. So we can go with the next one. 60 seconds for you people. You need to type true or false. It is more creative than the other forms of professional writing. It means proposal. 60 seconds. See, this is the reason I am proud of you. Where I give you 60 seconds, you complete the task in 30 seconds. Okay. Now let's go with the layout structure of proposal. It is also known as elements of structure, layout, whatever you say. Things are same. So it is divided in three parts. If you remember in English vocabulary, we used to learn a preface and a prefix and suffix. So body of proposal is stem. Whatever we write before body of proposal, that is prefix, and whatever we write after proposal is suffix. Why I'm telling you is the root word pre has been used there. Prefatory parts. Prefatory parts means whatever we write before proposal. There are certain documents that needs to be there, right? So that list is there. Title page, letter of transmittal, draft contract, table of contents, list of tables and figures, executive summary. So when third party reads this, or after 5 years, when both the parties are not available with the company and company wants to take up this project, so they can find each and every details. Then body of proposal goes with introduction, technical procedures, managerial procedures, cost estimate, conclusion. Introduction means we talk about how we have come across and why we are doing this. Technical details, technical requirements in technical procedures, managerial procedures, HR related things, how many people would be required, manpower and everything. Cost estimate talks about the financial parts, that this would be the cost of machine and installation and maintenance and everything. Then conclusion. Supplementary parts, appendices and references. Appendices means appendix. Uh, for example, we have three machines to be installed that we are proposing. Now, how these three machines work? If we write in this body part, what will happen that it will be of 9-10 pages. So in supplementary part, the machine number one works in this way according. Please refer appendix one so that you redirect it. So if anybody is interested, because how machine functions is not the part of the proposal. Whether we should install machine or not, that's a part of the proposal. So here, if anybody is interested to know about machine more in detail, that person will go there in the appendix, that particular number, and refer to it. References is, if you ask somebody, if you have referred certain material or different companies who are practicing such kind of thing, you can refer to those things and you can mention that we are not the only one that who are planning for this, who are doing this. There are other people too. So in this way, you can mention. So this is an element, right? Elements of structure. If you can look at it, 1 minute. If you have a question or query, I'm going to take each point in detail. I may ask you that how many parts, total elements are there, what are the different segments are there, in which segment or which column, how many tabs are there. I'll ask you such kind of question after 1 minute. Have a look at it. Fine. Any doubts on this? I'll start with the each section, right? And then if you have a question at the end of this, you can ask me. So far as prefatory parts are concerned, right? In title page, because here we have title page first. So I'll talk about title page. Then I'll talk about letter of transmittal, draft contract, table of content. Each part I'm going to take. Right. Okay. If you look at the preparatory parts under that title page, you will find this title of the proposal, the name of the person or the company to whom the proposal is submitted. Then this is something, the way you write your assignments, the first page, the certificate type of thing. The name of the person submitting the proposal, the date, right? Okay. If there is a typical format, you need to follow that format. Otherwise, you can write these many things. The name of the company in the center, right? And the center of the page, you can mention the title of the proposal, and in the bottom, you can mention your name, your designation, your department, and the date. Letter of transmittal, a cover letter that accompanies or is bound along with the proposal. Right here, transmitter means it is transferred. Right, trans is a root word. So government in the government organizations, letter of transmittal immediately after title page, it is there. So it is the things are transferred, the things are moving in a way. It includes the brief introductory, middle, and concluding paragraph. What is there? So here, in introductory section, we write the topic and the purpose. Middle section, the proposal highlights, and concluding section talks about motivates the recipient towards responding positively towards your proposal. So here, it is a kind of brief, idea about the proposal. So officers, uh, government officers, and people, they can, by referring this letter, they can get to know about it. Hello, is it clear now? Okay. Third is draft contract. It's a rough draft of the contract prepared by the proposer. That means this would be the draft. If it is finalized, right, this would be accepted. So we mentioned that. So this is something that work as a final bonding, a final agreement. This is something we are going to do it. So they mentioned it in advance that if you accept this proposal, you need to sign this bond. You need to sign this agreement. So that is the one. Table of content is like index. So whatever the point wise, chapter wise, section wise, unit wise, he mentioned here. It has been mentioned that it is something like or similar to index page in the book. List of tables and figures. So in technical proposals and research proposals, there is one separate index. That these are the list of tables. That means I have mentioned 50 tables and 50 diagrams. So I list it out separately, and every figure, every table is given number. For example, table number 1, table number 2, table number 3, and the same thing is mentioned separately in one page. If I want to know that which table has which detail, I can even get it from the index page. I don't need to refer to this entire detailed or last semester summary writing, right? It is something like that only, right? It's if you refer to the lines or points, bullet points I have mentioned in the presentation, you will get to know. It gives a quick review of the entire proposal, a concise version of the detailed proposal, right? It is also called synopsis in research, academic research. Synopsis is something which is the abridged portion. You know, when you are reading certain books, there are abridged versions are also available. That is in a concise form. So concise is another word over here, right? So whatever you have in the proposal, all the main points, parts, sections, details should be covered, right, in summarized form. That is what we call executive summary. That means by reading that paragraph or one page, I'll get to know about everything. So length, ideal length is 100 to 300 words, right? And that's all. No need to worry. No need to go with. That means if you type it one A4 page, it will give you about 300 words. If you write two sides of one page, there will be 300 pages. So if you're writing, executive summary can be of 2 pages, two sides of one page. And if you're typing in Word, it would be of one page only. Because generally in one A4 size page, you can accommodate somewhere around 300 words if you go with standard font and size. If your font size is 72, right, for 300 words, you will require 5 7 pages. Okay. Another 60 seconds to reconnect. Blank, not a prefatory parts. Title, draft of contract, executive summary, cost estimate, which is not the part of prefatory parts, which does not come in prefatory parts. Great. Everybody says cost estimate. Let us confirm. Oh, everybody is right. That's the reason. Okay. Body of proposal. In body of proposal, what we will mention the problem statement clearly, that this is what we want to investigate. This is what we are looking for. And we can also elaborate and explain what are the existing facilities, procedures, and what are the problems that can be raised due to that in terms of findings. So it is similar to a business report. First line, uh, we want to investigate. Second is we show or explain our findings. And in the next third point, we mention that how problem can be solved with the research. In the background, whatever previous work completed on identical or related projects. That means related to this issue or agenda or the point or the task. Whatever has been completed or happened in the past, you can mention that as a background. Literature review is a technical word. See, I tell you that no research is said to be complete without literature review. Mark my words, listen to me carefully. No research work is said to be complete without literature review. Now, you will say that, what do you mean by literature review? Literature doesn't mean a novel, mind it. Literature doesn't mean it is a novel. Fine. Now, I ask you one thing, that you have one beautiful plan in your mind, that I want to do research in this area. Now, ideas float at particular frequency. It is quite possible that one person in USA has similar type of idea and is working on the same project. Somebody from Nigeria is working on the same project. Somebody from New Zealand has done this project already. Somebody in Australia is also planning to such kind of thing. Now the problem is, everybody is doing similar kind of work. That means it's a waste of time, energy, manpower, and waste of money too. Number one. So when you explore different horizons, different ideas, different possible, sources, and you go for it, that okay, the person who has already done in New Zealand has this limitation. The person who is doing in USA has not covered this area. The person who is completed or planning to do the same kind of thing in Nigeria has considered Nigerian people, and here I'm looking for Indian people. That means you get an idea that okay, people are doing some similar kind of thing, but this is how it differs. If the research work is duplicated, it will not help you at all. That's why literature review is important. Second thing, literature review, you will understand this statement maybe after 2 years. Literature review helps you to find a research gap. To find a research gap. Your problem statement, your definition of your project cannot be finalized without a literature review. In the morning you got up and you said that with a fresh mind, and you had an idea, sir, if I can work on this area, for example, I want to plan about blockchain. There are lots of phishing things happening around us. Can we introduce blockchain while transmitting data? You just hadn't thought about it. There are lots of courses freely available on Coursera for blockchain. I suggest you go for it. Now, thing is that you are planning to do something for blockchain, and people have already completed the task, and they have their softwares and servers and mechanisms already there. Then why you are wasting your time? But if you can study those things and find out that this has this facility, and this is these are the list of things that they have not covered, they could not cover, that we will cover, that comes with proposal, the literature review. That's why literature review is important. I think I communicate properly with everybody, right? Everybody got the idea why literature review is important. Hello. Great. Okay. Statement showing how the proposal will build on the already completed projects and research, right? So it will be there. Purpose. You clearly mention the purpose. This is the purpose, reason. In corporates, in communication, nobody does anything without any purpose. Like, for example, to provide a required training for the newly employed graduates. So this is the purpose of proposal, right? So you need to mention this clearly. It should be identical. It should be clear enough to understand somebody. Scope defines the boundaries of the project, right? There in scope there can be scope, in scope, and out scope, right? Professionally, you can go with that. Scope means what is the area of where you are going to consider. In scope would be considered, out scope which will not be considered, right? So if everybody mentions like this, it will be easy for us to pick up. Okay, this person has this is the out scope, so that I can make it as in scope for my project. Fine. Okay. So you specify the boundaries and you specify the area with which you will work. Limitation is out scope, in other we can say. Describe the restrictions over which the proposer has no control, such as the non-availability of some classified information, right? You can mention about it. In a way, we can say risk. project team personnel, a list of people who are going to work. In a way, we can say contributors, the people who are going to contribute or work in the project, team members. In procedure, we will talk about methods and sources, right? The statistical data and all. There is one tool called SPSS. SPSS that gives you data. You have used Excel, but people use Excel for project, right? They convert tables into charts, and charts are predicted. Plan of attack or plan of action, sequence of activities. It should be in a chronological, it should be in a logical sequence. So what would be the logical sequence of that? Generally, they call consider as phase one, phase two, phase three, like this. Then for procedure, what would be the equipment, facilities, products? We'll talk about those things. Personnel means the manpower people required for that, not the team, but to execute the project. What would be the manpower required? We'll talk about that. Budget and cost estimate, it is mandatory. So in a tabular format, in someday I'll explain about how to go with costing and estimate the things. It's very important and very interesting in a way if you're interested for figures. Fine. So budgeting is very important thing because the big guns, all the corporate leaders, they work on Excel. They don't work on PowerPoint presentation. Fine. So this is very important for us. In the conclusion, we will mention that these are the opportunities that we can go for it. Fine. We will not add because conclusion is summarizing. In summarizing, no idea is introduced. Fine. It can be in one or two paragraphs. So in a way, just like executive summary, it is the condensed form of executive summary. In a way, time to reconnect. Blank is not an element of body of proposal. What does not come under body of proposal? Cost estimate, introduction, conclusion, letter of transmittal. You can write ABCD, right? It can be faster. ABCD can be faster. Yes. Great, great, great. Okay. Supplementary parts, appendices, right? This is optional to write. It is not necessary, but you can mention the list of supporting documents, right? That can refer to later on the way I mentioned. And references, list of sources, books, research papers, patents, proposals, other companies' policies, our company's policies, whatever we have referred to, we can list out those things that these are the sources we have referred to. Any questions or doubts if you have? Otherwise, we can go for quiz. By the time everybody is requested to write down your enrollment number for attendance, so we can save time. Okay, this is the link for today's quiz. And Niyati, if you can conclude. Niyati?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah, you can.
okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Niyati. Today we learned about proposal. Sir taught about definition of proposals, then types of proposals like sales and research. Then we learned characteristics, various characteristics of proposals. Then elements are divided in three parts, and we learn each part in detail. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Niyati. So has Mohit joined today or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mohit, can you conclude,
Yes, sir.
please?
Good morning, everyone. In today's session, sir taught about the technical proposal. What is a technical proposal and what is the purpose of a technical proposal? Two types of proposal. One is sales and second is research. And after that, sir taught about characteristic and structure of a technical proposal. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mohit. Fine. So I got 3 minutes more. Dharia is the first one to answer. Parthiv is the second one. Okay. Any other things to share, students? If you have other things to any other thing to share, you can share. And A batch will be meeting at 2 o'clock, right? After the lunch. You make sure that you complete the task fast. Submit the quiz at the earliest. So if you don't have any question or queries, we can call it for a day. Right? Thank you very much, everybody. See you next week. And Air Batch will connect again at 2 o'clock in the lab session. Right? Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you.